Got another Bose radio in. This is one with the built-in CD player, and the CD player on this one is not functional. Now, normally what goes wrong on these is a couple capacitors that go bad in the servo board. You change them out, it fixes the problem. So we're going to dig into this one, see if that's what it is. Is it something more? Is there more than one problem? Maybe we've got multiple problems on this one, but it won't play. This is going to be an entertaining one. It could be fairly long. Let's get started. I've been running into an awful lot of copyright claims, bullshit copyright claims lately. That's been just absolutely driving me crazy. And here we go. It's not playing, you see? So this has a problem. I hear it ticking away. Maybe it's stuck. Let's just pull this apart and see what's going on with it. This is my stuff, by the way. This is all original content. I produced it with AI, and a lot of the tracks I wrote the lyrics. There's some instrumental stuff on here as well, but a lot of the tracks I wrote all the lyrics. But this is what I have to use. I have to use my original content because it has gotten so ridiculous lately on YouTube. All this copyright bullshit. Even my licensed content from Music Bakery, which I have the license to, I've had to repeatedly now, stuff that's been up for more than 10 years, okay, some videos I did in 2014, so it's been up for 11 years, and all of a sudden it pulls a copyright claim, which, I mean, it got released. I had to file a dispute, and it got released, but that same track, I've used that same track in about 30 videos, and I've had a claim for each and every one of them that I've had to file a dispute with. The original release of the ED beta, I put some music on when I was doing the demonstration of the different picture quality. When I was showing some scenery, I put background music in, and it pulled a hit. It pulled a claim. So I pulled the video and I redid it, and I took the music out. Just yesterday, after the dispute being filed for, I don't know, 16 or 17 days, just yesterday, the claim got released, but I won't be putting that version up because the version's up without the music. Again, it was a royalty-free track that I had purchased. All the stuff I create on AI sites is also royalty-free. It should not pull a copyright, but who knows? Somebody will download it from, they'll take it off one of my YouTube videos and make a claim against it. I swear to God, because that's what these clowns do. They just make claims against everything. Okay, I'm going to lift the speakers out of the way here. I got to take off this front display. I need to get to the CD assembly to remove that, as I first of all want to make sure that it's just not that the rails are gummed up. I can hear a motor clicking away like it's sticking, and see if it's a physical problem or whether it's capacitors and stuff. Sometimes capacitors get gummed up, or I should say, I'll crack that again. Sometimes capacitors, the ESR changes on them in the servo circuit and causes it to have some issues. But first things first, we're gonna lift the drive out, and I'm going to just see if it's sticking. Actually, I can probably do it without lifting the drive out. I can power it up and just see what's happening. Here's the transporters right here. So first things first, let's first just try to put some grease on that transport and see whether that solves the problem. If that doesn't, a lot of times it's capacitors inside here, and some of these caps along here, the ESR goes bad on the servo circuit and it doesn't focus properly, and that causes issues. But we're going to test it and make sure, and then get in here and fix this one, or at least attempt to fix it. I've pretty good odds on these machines, unless they're physically broken. Like, I've got a couple of these radios myself that were given to me One of them is the one that got thrown across the room in a bad breakup, and it ripped the ribbon cables here. So I never got around to fixing that. Never will. I use it as a radio. Just the radio works. But I have another one that the transport was all messed up. So first, let's just put some grease, some lithium grease into here and onto the rails over here. And maybe even make sure that switch is clean. I haven't sprayed any cleaner into it, obviously, but I'm just going to do that and make sure that the switch itself is kind of clean. And I will try running this unit. Nope. So it's not playing, and that's what the complaint was, is it's not playing. So now we've got to dig into this a little deeper, see what the problem is. The first thing we do before disconnecting the laser pickup is I need to put the shorting block in right here. There's a little place to put a blob of solder on here. This is to short out the optical pickup. You short the laser diode out. The reason you do that is so that static discharges won't damage it, because the laser pickup is the most sensitive device that you're likely to come across in your daily life. As far as ESD sensitive devices go, the optical pickup is up there as one of the most easily damaged of all of the devices. So I got the optical block here. I haven't cleaned it or anything yet. I haven't cleaned the lens or anything on it yet. We're going to measure some ESR on the board here. Got some more inside here as well. That could very well be bad. Problem is, all these surface mounted caps, they all are at the end of their useful life. Looks like these ones were replaced. You know, it looks like they've been done before. The solder on them looks newer. That one looks like it's completely open. Nope, 1 ohm. .8, 9.9. So 47 at 6 volts. So 47 at 6 volts should be like 2.2. So it's high. That one's 28 ohms. That was a 1 microfarad at 50. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little high for sure. But it's not open. Let's check some of the other ones in here. That one should be okay. That one's probably okay. I expect to see some that are completely open, but I haven't found any yet. We're going to deal with the ones over here in the servo circuit first. This is the servo drive IC. So some of these ones are likely the ones that are causing the issue. So let's change some of them out. I'm going to start up by replacing this 10 microfarad. It's 10 at 16 volts, and it looks to be a little bit high. So, like, not all of them are measuring super high. Some of them are actually not too bad. I'm going to do the ones that are obviously very high, and we'll see what happens. Here's a new 10, 2.8, and here's the 10 that I think is bad in here, 37. So that one's going to get changed. When you're doing these ones, make sure you note the polarity, because the board is not necessarily marked. On this case, the negative is facing me. The boards are not always marked on these. They don't silk screen them. So if you cut them out without remembering what way they went in, you might have a problem. That's why I photograph everything, right? So that if I forget what way, at least I can go back and look and see on the video. I love Bose with their little stamp on here, do not reuse. Well, the thing is, when you can't buy the part, you don't have a hell of a lot of choice as to what you reuse or what you repair if you can't buy the entire assembly. And, well, Bose never ever made any of these assemblies available to independent servicers. It was only Bose that got them. Their service centers got them. Nobody else was able to get them. I mean, I tried to buy the little connector cable that goes from the multi-connector here to the 3-disc changer. I tried to buy that once because we had one that had a pin that was broken, and that cable was not available. They said, ship the entire unit to us, and we will replace the entire CD changer for a huge cost. It's like, nope. We made our own. We'll check the top of the pickup and see if it's dirty. Dusty pickup could certainly be a problem too. The lens does not look dirty. We're going to dust it. Get a clean Q-tip. We'll dust it, but it does not look to be dusty. Nope. Still have a reading problem, so back to the servo board we go. One thing that happened when I was unplugging it is the connector pulled right off the board. That's another issue with these here bad connectors attachment. So we'll have to reattach that connector before I do anything else. So let's just get the drive out of the way. Get this out of the way. And we'll reattach the connector that fell off. There's the connector soldered back on. Just inspecting it on the monitor here to see how the connections look. So you can get a little bit closer in there, probably not much, but here's how they look under light. This 10 here is also way up there, like 48 ohms. So we'll change out that one. Well, that one came right off. Like the solder was already broken. I'm going to change out the remaining caps on this board here. It still could be the laser pickup. I hope it's not, but these are the caps that normally go bad on these units that prevent them from tracking properly. Again, it could still be the pickup. But that's what we hope it's not, because that means it doesn't get repaired unless I can find a pickup for it. Okay, I've changed out all the caps. Let's check the ESR, make sure everything's good. 0.5. Where's this one here? 0.5. 1.2. 0.1. 0.5. The connector that came off, that's just controlling the motors, so we know that that's working because the switches and motors and stuff are working. Resoldered that back down. Plug the pickup back in. Take off that solder bridge. And we'll apply power and see whether it does anything different. Does it read? Does it not read? I guess we'll find out momentarily. Okay, it spins. Reading disc. Is it going to read? Track 1. Aha. So, we got a bad pickup. I've removed the pickup. One thing we need to measure is the actual voice coil on here. Is the pickup, is the tracking and focus coils, do they have continuity? So I've got my meter here on continuity mode. Let's just measure for continuity. As you can see, I do have my jumper in place here to protect the optical pickup. Okay, let's just check for continuity. That coil's got continuity. That coil's got continuity, so it shouldn't be an issue of the pickup not moving. We're going to get some power on here. I'll just give it maybe a volt, and we'll see if the pickup moves. So turn on my power supply, like up and down and side to side, right? So I think this is one of them here. Yep, that moves, and that moves. So it does move. And it does focus because it tries to play. It just doesn't play for more than, you know, a split second. Like it's not tracking. Like the servo circuit's not tracking, or the actual pickup itself, the signal is so weak that it can't detect the laser coming back, which is usually what happens. Sometimes you get dirt. You get dirt into the pickup, or the internal mirrors get contaminated from just contaminants in the air, and the signal returning is too weak. That's usually why they fail. It could be the laser itself is also got a bit bad, like the signal itself from the laser. but usually it's the lenses get clouded up inside. This is usually what causes the failure on these. I'll put the pickup back in here and we'll do it. We'll give it another try. What I'm going to do to prove whether the problem's on the board, which I don't think it is, or it's the drive itself, then with the pickup, is I'm going to swap the drive from my unit, because it just plugs in, and we'll see if it plays. If it does, then we know that it's the pickup that's bad. If it doesn't, then we still have a problem on that board, even though all the caps have been changed, and there shouldn't be a problem there. It doesn't mean that there isn't, but it's more than likely the pickup. That's what I suspect. Let's swap it over. See, this is mine. Normally the two caps that go bad are these two here, which have been done on mine. I've done them all on the other one. So we're going to unplug, carefully unplug the pickup from my unit. And very carefully undo this back connector that tends to fall apart. And there's my drive. We'll just move the drive out of the way for now. And I'm going to move the board out of the way and grab the other one and bring it back. I'll just set this out of the way so that I can test the other one. And if it plays, then we know the fault is the actual pickup itself, which is what I suspect it is. And you can see how much better mine looks than this one. This one here looks, well, just look at the foam around the speakers. It's all deteriorated on this one. On mine, it looks clean because mine came from a non-smoking environment. Mine's a different. I hope the drive's the same, but mine's a different year. I think mine's also, because the pickup itself a little bit different. Like the actual physical strap that connects is a different type of flat cable. Will it play? Oh. Oh, so it is a problem on the board still. Well, isn't that interesting? Interesting. I was fully expecting it to be it to play fine. We'll just remove the disc here. That's interesting. I could try that other drive in mine and verify that it plays. We'll do that. We'll try that drive in mine and verify that the drive is okay. It looks like it's looking more and more like it's the board itself has got a problem. I mean, that's about all it can be. And say the caps have been changed on it, so I know that the caps have all been changed out. Say normally it's just those two, and that was the first two I changed, and it didn't do anything because those are the ones I had to change on the one that I've got to make it work. All right, now I've got the drive, this other drive plugged into my unit. Plays perfect. plays perfect. Okay, well, it's playing this okay.
When the day feels heavy and the sun's too bright, got that rundown feeling like I'm losing the fight. City lights flicker, but my heart's grown dim, searching for a way to break free from this wind. With boots on my feet and a dream in my soul, gonna take a detour, yeah, that's my goal. If you're feeling low, don't you hesitate to step off the curb and change your fate. Life's more fun when you take that risk, so try a little jaywalking, it's the perfect twist. Let the pavement guide you to a new way to roam. With every step you take, you're finding your home.
Now remember, this is the drive I was suspected was bad out of the customer's machine that's on here. Because my drive is in their machine. This is my unit. I'll be switching the drives back. Obviously, I'm not going to send it out with my drive in.
I hit the road with the sun setting low, chasing old memories where the wild rivers flow. Had a feeling in my gut and a weight in my mind. Tasted that flavor, took me back in time. Like a sweet kiss of smoke on a summer's night, it lingered on my tongue, everything felt right. In a haze of laughter, didn't know what to say. Just a moment in a bottle, drifting away. After consuming that taste, a lot like weed. I rode into town with my boots on tight.
I don't know, maybe the pickup's got problems too, because it's running into trouble playing like track 7 it's not playing. Yeah, it's having trouble, so we may have a pickup problem on this one as well. Like 2 faults. Playing track number. I'm going to put my drive back in here and make sure that it's not a problem with the disc. I can't see it being a problem with the disc. I mean, it's a CDR, but these units do read CDRs because they play MP3s. See, he's having trouble with track 10 as well. So we may have 2 problems on this. pretty slow at selecting. Okay, I'm going to swap the drives back and just verify that the disk plays properly with my drive in my machine, and then I think I'll probably close this one off, because we know that we got a problem both with the drive and looks like the board too, because it's not like it's hesitating playing the CD. So I'm just gonna carefully unplug that and carefully unplug this, because I don't want to rip that connector out. Those connectors come apart so easy. They rip off the board. I don't think they're soldered down very well to begin with. Let me just grab the drive, or I'll put my other drive back in there. We'll verify that my machine works properly and that plays all the tracks without hesitating, because that'll give us an idea that maybe the actual pickup has a problem as well as the board. And you get to that situation, it's like you can't get parts for these things. That's the problem. They just don't sell parts. Bose is terrible in that respect. They just don't sell parts for them. All right, so this is my drive back into my unit. I guess I have to turn it on and play. There we go. Okay, now what did I do to my unit? Now my unit's not playing. Wonderful. Of course, it's not playing because the stupid edge connector, some of the contacts, some of the connections didn't get made. Shit. Different laser on this one, you see. This one's got a separate pickup. It's got a separate circuit board on this. This is a different unit. It's compatible, but it's a different unit. I gotta get this to plug in with peeling up. Oh man, I should not have unplugged this. I should not have unplugged this. I probably ruined my own machine now. Wonderful. Just what I wanted, to ruin my own machine. Great. Will they go in or won't they? If it plays, I'm not touching this thing ever again. Okay, got it. Make sure it plays all the tracks. See how quick this one is? That other drive was slow at seeking. So it's got two problems. It's got a problem with the board, but it's also got a problem with the pickup. And maybe the pickup's a little weak. That might be adjustable, but see, everything plays fine on here. This is what it's supposed to do.
Well, I stumbled in late. Sitting on the porch.
Now I do have another one of these units that the CD was trashed. I think the connector got ripped off on it as well. On it, if I'm not mistaken. The board might be okay. I just use it as a radio, so I might drag that out and try swapping that board over. But as you can see, yeah, this one plays fine. This is original music. This is my stuff. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to end this at this point because we know what the problem is, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to solve it today. We got a drive issue for one, but we got a main board issue, a servo board issue. So I'm going to try to find the servo board in my other one, see if I can. I think I'm pretty sure the connector at the back got ripped off on. In fact, I'm positive. Do I still have it or not? That's the thing. Did I put it back onto the board, or did I leave it attached to the ripped cable? Because what happened when the unit was given to me, I think I told you guys what happened before, but the guy that owned it was going through a nasty breakup, and his ex told him to take his radio and shove it where the sun doesn't rise, and she grabbed it and she threw it at him. And when it hit the floor, all the plastic broke and the top fell off and the drive came out and it ripped the cables. It ripped that cable and it ripped that connector off. If I've still got the connector stuck to the end of it might be still stuck on the end of the ribbon, I'll put it on the board and see whether that works. And then maybe this can be adjusted or something, but I don't think so. I think it's got some issues. It might be wobble in the disc because it was playing the inner tracks better, or it might be laser power is a little bit off. Haven't touched any of that. I don't like touching laser power. The adjustment's right down there, incidentally. But anyway, I'm going to end this one now because I'm going to put my machine back together and throw this one back together. And I got to let the customer know that, you know, it's not something real minor. We changed all the caps. Say normally it's just those two, the ones that I showed you on here. It's normally just that one and that one. Those are the two that go bad on these. Not one they were bad on this one. That's what was wrong with it. Oh, and also the disc clamp was foobarred. This clamp dropped off and got stuck down to the magnet. Or was it the little... It might have been the magnet that came out. You know what? It was the magnet that fell out of the clamp. The magnet fell out of the clamp and got stuck, and then the disc got jammed in it, and it ripped this all out and bent it, and I had to glue that piece back in, straighten this up, and put it all back together. But it works, and it works good. So, you know, that's usually what happens on these. It's usually mechanical. The disc clamp falls apart, and those two caps. Those are the main things that actually break down on this machine. And just before I go, this is my unit here. You can see that this one was extremely clean, like exceptionally clean. I don't think I've seen as clean of Bose machine ever. Usually these things are quite dirty inside because they're in people's homes where they smoke. This unit here that was given to me came from a non-smoker. And when I said given to me, the guy that brought it to me picked it up dirt cheap and ran it for quite a while, and then it died. The disc got jammed. And I quoted him what I thought was a fair price to fix this thing. I think I quoted him $100 to fix it. And he said, keep it. So the guy that owned this thing, he bought it cheap. He told me he only paid like $50 for the thing. And it worked for a while, and then it died. And it chewed up his disc. It scratched the crap out of his disc because the magnet came apart. And you can see where he tried to bend it to get the thing apart, take the disc out. Anyway, I think I quoted it was it might have been $150. Either 100 or 150. I quoted him to fix it, and the guy says, just keep it. So okay, I'll keep it. It's a nice radio. I like it. I don't use it all the time though. I do use it, but I always keep my remote control I keep it taped to the top so I don't lose it, because the problem with these units is that if you lose the remote control, the unit's kind of useless. Let's put the transformer back in here. Okay, there's mine back together. This is called the Chill, by the way, the track. I know what the problem is. I should have done this before. It's the chip is bad. That chip is... I can't even hold my finger on there. That chip is so hot. That chip's got a problem. This is a servo chip that controls everything. And that is really hot. Like, I can't even hold my finger there for more than a few seconds. That's way too hot. Like, these chips could be heat sunk, but they don't heat sink them because they don't draw that much power. But something on here is bad. You know, it's driving the focus coil the wrong way, or the tracking coil or something. It's probably got DC on the coil itself. Anyway, we'll pick this up once I get my hands. I got the other machine. I got to take it all apart to take the board out. But we'll pick this up and do a part 2 and see if I can get this thing to play. But so this was the troubleshooting. This one's a troubleshooting video, and I know I got another board. Whether it works or not, we'll see if we can get it to work. We still got a pickup problem though, but maybe adjusting the laser power or something will fix that if we can get it to play. I'm going to end this one now. I've already said that a couple times. Thanks for watching. We'll pick this up in a future video and see whether we can get it to play better.